Okay. Okay, this video is continuing off the previous one. We got done trying out one Wild Arms 5 game, but now we have another Wild Arms 5 game to... I mean another Wild Arms 5 disc. We got done doing one Wild Arms 5 disc, now we have another one left to do. I've already put in the PS2 over there. Sorry about the audio in the last video. I noticed that it, kind of desynced from the video a bit, which I don't know why. I don't know why sometimes these things desync and have all this. I mean, why do I always have all these problems with everything? Anyway, so as you can see, we have Wild Arms 5 in the PS2. Last video I swapped the discs, so this is the other disc. So then we're going to go ahead and try this disc. Oh, and in the previous video, even though I'm gonna probably put it in the description, in order to make the picture straight, you're gonna have to turn your phone on its side and turn off rotate. The thing that changes how your phone rotates when you put it on its side or straight. So, because otherwise the picture's like all messed up. I mean, it's like all sideways, which is weird. Like sideways in a way that it won't do it right for the phone no matter which way you turn it. So just make sure you turn off rotate for the previous video if you're having issues with that one. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm just kind of cleaning out the PS2 a little bit before I put this disc in there. I mean, back in there. You already saw it in there, but I took it out for a second. All right. Okay. Man, this is so hard to get the disc in this. I really hate putting it in the PS2. Because I feel like I'm going to break the disc every time. Anyways, we're going to turn back on the PS2. Hey, I'm really glad this is the last time we have to do Wild Arms 5. Because every single time I almost call it a PS5 disc, or a PS5, or a PS5 game. Just because the number 5 is in the name. Oh boy. Anyways. So it's coming up there on the TV. Alright, there's... Oh, sorry, I guess I not had the phone aimed up high enough. Where's the sound? Did I mute this? Oh, sorry. Wrong controller for one thing. But yeah, I'm not hearing the sound now. I'm wondering if I muted the TV. Give me a second. Because this shouldn't be muted. I don't know why. I don't remember muting the TV, but maybe I did. Maybe I did. Oh, it's got volume. Should be, playing. Hope I didn't mess something up. Yeah, I can hear it. Okay. It's working. I don't know why it was. It's not like the music that's messed up. I checked the TV sound just now. It wasn't making sound on the opening, which is weird. No, it's working. Okay, I can hear the music. Okay. So we're gonna leave the town like last time. I'm gonna the volume up a little bit because I'll probably return on the game after, just so that way I can see if make sure everything's okay with it. Anyway, so back to Mirror Pulse again. Should be the last time I have to go through the crash, so that'll be nice. Okay, actually this is kind of loud, so I am going to turn it down a little bit. Oh, did I accidentally press select? Because usually when you press select, the arrows turn off on this game. No, they're on. Okay. Because see that big glowing thing? If I push select, it disappears. See? Select. That's what I'm pushing. So yeah, select actually does do something in this game, surprisingly. Not much, but it does something. Now I wonder if I wonder if a PS3 controller wouldn't work in this game the right way because of that. Huh. That might be the case. Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, though it's just the arrows. I mean, it's not really a big. I mean, it is a big deal if you turn them off, but you can just leave them on. Okay, so I'm gonna read the billboard like we've been doing. Same billboard, same place. Okay. And you just wait, it'll crash, just like it's been doing before. And there you go. It crashed. Okay, so that's true, just what we were saying. Both discs crash and freeze on all the different PS3s, even on the original hardware of the PS2. So it crashed even on the fully backwards compatible PS3, and it crashes on the PS2. Even though it's a PlayStation 2 game. So seeing that every version of this game crashes, it looks like from reading this billboard, because we even tried 2 different discs, it crashes in the same exact place. I'm guessing that might also be the case with that racing game that Neapolitan was trying out. It could be that maybe that racing game crashes because it's just like this, the developers just didn't care. So, and it's really sad too, because you would think that, you would think that even newer games wouldn't have this kind of issue, but I actually have a game on the PS4 that does like the same kind of thing. It's not the same game, but like you're reading through the text box just like that, and then it just like all the words disappear, and then there's nothing. It just crashes. So it's really sad. I mean, at least in this game you can kind of skip and get around it, and I guess you can skip in that one too, but in the PS4 game that I'm talking about, but there's no point to do it because it's a visual novel, and the way visual novels work is there's no gameplay. It's either just reading the whole way through, or you're just choosing options for like, oh yes, I really liked that, or no, I didn't, or so on and so on. Or give this person this item or that item, and it's like if you don't know what that part of the story was, you might not be able to choose the right thing and get the right ending unless you've like done it like done like all the other stuff in the game first. And that's like a lot of work to have to go through before you can actually try to do that. So, yeah, it's kind of a bummer that these all freeze on that. But, yeah, see, that was Wild Arms 5 we were playing. See? Same disc. Alright, well, I guess I'll start putting the Wild Arms 5 disc away, because we're finally done with that. Something you might have noticed is that looked really bad on the PS2 out of all of them, like the worst. Like, it looked worse than... And obviously, I'm on an HD TV, so yes, I understand now on a CRT it would look good. I know that. But, I want to show you something interesting, because even though this PS2 looks so bad, if you notice, I have a Nintendo 64 over here, with Snowboard Kids 2 in it. Now, while that PS2 game looked really bad, what if I told you my Nintendo 64 actually cleans up a lot better than that game does than that Wild Arms 5 game does on my TV. Now, obviously, they're not the same game, not even close. But the point is, you'll be able to really tell how much clearer it is. I think if my phone can pick it up good enough. And yeah, so let's try that. Let me just pause the game. Or not pause the game. Pause the video. I mean the recording, so I can take out Wild Arms 5 and put it away and get everything set up so you can see that Nintendo 64. Yeah, that would be really good. I'm continuing this video where I left off. So, as you can see, I don't have anything on right now. But, so, I'm going to be showing you guys the Nintendo 64 on this TV. And I know you're expecting, like, this is going to look terrible. It's going to look horrible. But it should look pretty good if this phone picks it up the right way. So, we'll see if it looks the right way. There, at least now it's not blinking like crazy. Anyways, Okay, so I'm going to turn on the Nintendo 64. Here's a good thing to remember, guys, which I always seem to forget. Is you want to always make sure you have a Nintendo 64 controller plugged into your Nintendo 64 before you turn it on. You wouldn't believe the amount of times I've turned this on, and it gives me that warning. It says there is no controller connected, and all I wanted to do is show the opening of the game. So I feel like I should be able to do that without the controller, but I can't. Anyways, in case you're wondering about this controller here, if you look at it, it's not exactly a regular Nintendo 64 controller. It's a special one that a friend of mine changed the control stick out for me, so that way it won't wear down over time like the Nintendo 64 one does. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I still prefer the original Nintendo 64 control stick when it's in good condition. But I would take this one that my friend made me any time over to having one where the control stick's almost completely falling off. And not only that, he also gave me this extension cable, so he's giving me quite a bit of nice stuff for the Nintendo 64. Oh, I also have a Shadow the Hedgehog GameCube over there, which is kind of cool. But it's not. I still need to get cords for it and stuff. So, but anyways, I'm not going to be showing the GameCube in this. I'm not going to be playing it in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Nintendo 64 right now. I want you to know that way this is. Well, I'll tell you after I turn it on, so it'll be cooler that way. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to see it kind of pop up there saying Atlas and Radium. Okay, so it's pretty dark so far, so let me see if I can brighten that a little bit. Yeah, that was the camera's fault. This is the Nintendo 64 on an HD TV. That's right, on an HD TV. Look, it doesn't look as good as a CRT, but man, it looks good. Very good. Colors look correct and such. Now, obviously, the aspect ratio, I have it on wide. Because I just like games that way. Plus, that's kind of how the 64 would be if you were to plug into a really old, really big CRT that doesn't have the option to switch between 16:9 and 4:3, like one of the really old, really big ones. And it looks really clear this way, so I don't really mind it being big and like that. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, I know I kind of, yeah. So here's some gameplay. It's kind of showing it. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, this isn't a CRT, which is, it's crazy that you can get this kind of picture on an HD TV with a scaler. So remember how bad the PS2 looked earlier? Well, and it was going through component. Well, the PS2. So the PS2's one I think is more of just a converter, which is why it didn't look very good. But the Nintendo 64, the one I'm going through for it is a scaler, the M Classic, and then another scaler. There's another one down there. While the PS2, on the other hand, it was going through just that component adapter, which is like, component converter to HDMI, and then the M Classic and that scaler. It wasn't going through this scaler though. This one is down here. I mean, just look how good that looks. That's crazy that this can look this good. Oh, also, I do have the expansion pack in the Nintendo 64 instead of the jumper pack, so it does look better with that too. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy that it looks that good. Snowboard games too. Yeah, great game. Very great game. Anyways, yeah, that's what I wanted to show for that. So yeah, I know the PS2 looks terrible, but the Nintendo 64 actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. Not as good as CRT. I will say that. Not as good as a CRT. But if I had other things, it would look a lot better, as I mentioned in other videos. It was that I had an OLED TV and a FrameMeister. Those are the two main things I would need to make, and it would have to be an OLED TV like this size to get the same immersion. So, yeah, I know I've been talking about immersion a lot lately, but I'll show that later. Just why this TV is kind of a big deal to me. But yeah, unfortunately, this TV though it doesn't have it still gets stutter and judder in video games. I mean, it doesn't really get it in older games. It looks like, but it does get it in like games that are like purchased on the PSN store or on the Nintendo eShop, and like Mario, like that Mario 3D All Stars collection, I think it was called for the Switch. Mario 3D All Stars, maybe it wasn't called collection in the name, but that one has Super Mario 64 on it, and it still has the stuttering and juddering. And what stuttering and juddering is like is let's see if I can. Here's what. So let's say like you have a camera, and it's see like normally the way Mario 64 is supposed to move nice and smooth like that. See that's normal, like on a Nintendo 64. But on the Switch, here's how it looks. Like that. It's very, very annoying. Like you see on my hand, it's kind of like it's not like going straight. It's like going. Yeah, it's really it's horrible. You can see it when you're like popping when you start a new game on it and you're popping out the pipe for Lakitu. I'm talking about Mario 64 on the Switch, the one on Mario 3D All Stars. But the regular Mario 64 on this Nintendo 64, nice and smooth like that, nice and smooth, not all you know. And then the problem is there's some PS4 games that also do that nowadays because Sony did this weird update that forces all games to run at 60 frames per second, whether or not it's an older game or not. And while it's not crashing, the problem is it's causing this stuttery, juddery effect, which I really hate. This TV has a lot of motion type settings, so you can really limit how much you notice, but you can still tell it's there. So I was kind of hoping this TV would fix that problem. It doesn't. Don't believe what anybody says on the YouTube about this fixing stutter and judder. It doesn't. I've tried every setting there is for it. There is none that make it work. I've tried what they even show working. It doesn't work because it only works for like movies and stuff. It doesn't work for games, and games are what I mainly bought the TV to do. So, anyways. And no, it doesn't work with Netflix. People will tell you it does, but it really doesn't. It depends on your internet connection, like the speed and the stability. So even if you have this TV, let's say like you have a terrible internet connection and stability, then it's gonna just keep on having stutter and judder, no matter what setting you do. You have to have both the good motion and that. The only thing is, I haven't tried a QLED TV, and that's kind of what I think I should have got instead of the LG QLED, because that one also has stutter, but has a greater. I mean, it also has stutter control. I mean, so it has a greater degree. So I might have been able to get rid of it with that. I can't really get rid of it with this TV. So, and this TV, and in case you're wondering, that Nintendo 64, yeah. That game won't look that good on if you were to capture the picture directly while using a capture device. I mean, other than like a camera, but because this TV has a special setting and that's what makes the Nintendo 64 look so good on here. Without that setting being set, it looks a lot worse, very worse. In fact, I plan to make a different video that's going to show that setting. I'm not going to do it in this one because I want it to be a surprise. But, anyways. So, now you've seen what that's like. So, I'm going to pause this video and then probably start another one. The next video I'm going to be making is I'm going to show, whatchamacallit? Well, I'm not sure. First I gotta go back to Neapolitan's video and see what he talks about next in his one of the games he's trying and stuff. And I'll decide on when to start recording again or what new thing to record next. So, yeah. Plus, I have to get some things set up so I can do the video too. So, alright, so I'm gonna stop this video here and then make another one. Alright, bye.